going to do a get ready with me morning and talk about some things, you know, trying to be a little transparent this morning. It's super early, but I've already taken a shower, brushed my teeth, things like that. We're gonna trust the process. Use my good old Vaseline as a moisturizer right now, so I'm gonna just rub a small amount because Vaseline can get super oily. I've been working on a project for a very long time. I won't go into any details, but I've been met with a lot of disappointment. Also, like, I love creating videos, but here recently, like, I kind of have lost my interest that I used to have for this here, if y'all can read that. But that's about it. But I'm losing like interest for a lot of stuff, and it's not me, because I actually love filming and I love editing videos. I love photography, but I'm not a photographer. But I love it. I love how, you know, people can be very creative with their content. I'm feeling that way lately, and I only can say that I feel like it's spiritual warfare. I feel like anything that comes hard to you that is glorifying God in any way, that there are gonna be times where your body don't want to move the way your spirit wants to move, or your interest, you know, isn't good enough for your flesh, if that makes sense. So I've been feeling that way recently, and I asked myself a question. I said, okay, when I talked about this in the beginning, I was very excited about it. This is something I always wanted to do. I love filming. I love the project that I got going on. Like, it's just a dream come true. So why is it that right now in this moment where I'm getting closer to destiny or closer to like a break in this whole situation, why is it that I'm losing interest? So I asked myself, what have I been doing lately that's been sucking away my energy and my interest to do these things? And I've realized that social media has me in a chokehold. And honestly, social media will have you to the point where you are holding other people's emotions. Like, if you watch a video and it's like a sad video, and then you hear them crying, and all of a sudden you like sympathizing with them, and you even talking in your mind about something regarding them, and before you know it, you have taken on like they're told. As myself, I work with kids who have depression, anxiety, and all these things, and I always have to make sure I do a self-check here and there to make sure I'm not taking on their things spiritually, because I feel like I'm built as an intercessor, and as an intercessor we have this gift, because I realize it's a gift and I realize everybody else ain't like it, but it's a gift to sympathize with others and still forgive others, still want to love on others, still want to take care of people even when they've done bad things or did something bad to you. That's a gift. And you have that gift, appreciate it, don't change it. It's truly a gift, because everybody don't have that ability, and it's okay. So as an intercessor, I can often take on everybody else's toll. So if someone come and talk to me about something, I automatically feel like I'm in their shoes, and I feel what they feel. And so a lot of times in therapy I do that, and especially with social media. When it comes to like debates on social media, when it comes to people talking about controversial things, then when you find yourself like scrolling through all of that stuff, and all of a sudden you're debating with yourself about a post, and that stuff can really take a toll on your soul, and it can rob you from purpose because you're consuming yourself with things on social media. That's why they say it's always important to feed yourself good things. Months later, I started to get on social media a little bit more because I was bored, and in that phase of being bored, I found myself being on it more and more and more. And I was like, you know what, that might be it, because I'm not feeding myself the word of God as much as I'm feeding myself social media. I'm not spending more time with God the way I'm spending time with social media. So it's like, if you're connected to the vine, if you're spending more time with God, then He will pour things in you. He will give you wisdom. He will give you knowledge. He'll give you direction. But as long as you stay out of His will and you constantly feed yourself things that are outside of Him, you will find yourself in this place. I know what it feels like to be depressed. I know what it feels like to have anxiety. When I feel myself experiencing those things, I know that it's either I have not done the social media thing in moderation, so in other words, I haven't kept that balance, or either I need to get in my prayer closet and pray and get back connected. My brows are done, and this is a Broken palette, but it's the LA Color Girl contour palette, and I'm going to use that as natural eyeshadow under my eyes. I said all that to say in the other clip is that we just have to be mindful and careful of what we feed ourselves, because more than likely what we feed ourselves can affect how we perform, how we, do things in our life. And a lot of times we don't think it's going to affect anything because it's like, okay, it's just entertainment. And that's what I would tell myself, okay, I just need some entertainment because my job is stressful, everything else going on around me is stressful. But those are the times where we need God, really. And we won't know that until we get into a situation where it's like we can't run to social media, we can't run to anybody we know, but we have to go straight to God. And honestly, being in that place is not a good feeling, especially when you can't identify the source of it. Like I said, I know what depression feels like, and so I know when I'm heading that direction, and before it happens, I always ask myself questions like, have I been on social media too much? Have I fasted lately? I know myself well enough to know when I have ran off in the deep end, and in those times, it's just time to really back in, just get back in order. And that is going to be the hard process, because when you have created like a routine of social media and you feel like you gotta have it, it's a must and all the other stuff, we gotta break those chains. I will say this, I do feel like we're living in our last days, and that has been said for years. However, I think we're closer to it than when we were back then. And I honestly feel like the enemy is trying everything he can do. So if you are also an intercessor, or someone who aspires to encourage others through the word of God, through videos, through businesses, or anything, this is like the stretch of, are you going to feed your spirit, or are you going to be entertained? So in other words, are you going to make that sacrifice to read my word and to dwell in the secret place? Because that's where we, really gain strength, and that's where we're able to gain, a lot of stuff, rather than always being on this whole thing where we always got to put out, or just being stagnant and stuck and immobile because of social media and not spending time with God. So I was able to finish pretty much all of my makeup because my camera got a little hot. But just to finish off the conversation, I was watching a video with Tasha Cobb, and she talked about a lot of times when you are closer to purpose and you are closer to destiny, a lot of times there are distractions, and we typically blame the distraction on ourselves. So like if we're feeling depressed all of a sudden, like we were so like hyper and ready, and then we just start to change in mood. I'm sorry y'all, my nephew's coughing. We change in mood, we change like for the worse, and it seems that way. It seems like it's so much harder to get there now that we're literally a hand reach away. And that usually happens right before destiny. And sometimes it has something to do with the enemy, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we have to get over that hurdle before we get to destiny. And a lot of times when we have these down moments, these are the times where we need to fill back up with the Spirit of God. And so the ways that we can do that, in which I'm going to hold myself accountable, is to fast, is to take heed of your day. Don't allow social media to rob a full aspect of your day. Spend less time in conversation with people, more time in the Word of God. Like literally me, like on the way to get my daughter, I like to worship God and sing songs of praises to Him, to show my gratitude, and that has definitely lifted my spirit in so many ways. So finding time for God in your day, replacing all the things that you put first and before Him, and replacing it with God would definitely help with uplifting your mood, because we don't even realize that we are straying away until we so far gone and we start to feel so disconnected. And the reality is God is still there. God is still there, but we have strayed away. And so this is just me encouraging you as well as myself. Get back to it. You have not lost your ambition. You have not lost purpose. God has not flew past you when it comes to doing things for you, but trust Him in it. Get back in line. That's what I want to just encourage you all on this morning about as I get ready. If you're in that place as I am, get back in line with God. Figure out how to get back into His presence. No matter how hard it is, no matter how distracting it is, do it because it's necessary. It's for your mental health, it's for your strength, it's for your ambition, it's for your business, it's for your platform. So do the best you can to pull yourself back in and pull yourself back together so that you can be the best you could be in that relationship with you and God. So don't abandon Him. Get back in line with Him. He's waiting for you and me. Okay, so I'm gonna show you all what I got for my outfit. So I have this here shirt that connects at the bottom here, and then I have these pants. I have these pants right here that has a little belt to it. I have these shoes right here. So we're gonna see what all this looks like together, and then I'll come back. So I got this necklace here. Video, watching it. I hope you were encouraged by some of the things that I was talking about earlier. I'll see you all in the next video.